to sing for Radharani's appearance day. And then we'll go over the song in more detail. Radhe Jaya Jaya mādhava-dayite.
Radhe Jaya Jaya mādhava-dayite.
Radhe Jaya Jaya mādhava-dayite.
Radhe Jaya Jaya mādhava-dayite.
Gokula-taruṇī-maṇḍala-mahite.
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 dāmodara-rati-vardhana-veśe. hari-niṣkuṭa-vṛndā-vipineśe.
Dāmodara-rati-vardhana-veśe. hari-niṣkuṭa-vṛndā-vipineśe.
Radhe Jaya Jaya mādhava-dayite.
Radhe Jaya Jaya mādhava-dayite.
Gokula-taruṇī-maṇḍala-mahite.
Gokula-taruṇī-maṇḍala-mahite.
vṛṣabhānūdadhi-nava-śaśi-lekhe. lalitā-sakhi guṇa-ramita-viśākhe.
vṛṣabhānūdadhi-nava-śaśi-lekhe. lalitā-sakhi guṇa-ramita-viśākhe.
Radhe Jaya Jaya mādhava-dayite.
Bolo Radhe Jaya Jaya mādhava-dayite.
Gokula-taruṇī-maṇḍala-mahite.
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 karuṇāḿ kuru mayi, karuṇā-bharite. sanaka-sanātana-varṇita-carite.
Karuṇāḿ kuru mayi, karuṇā-bharite. sanaka-sanātana-varṇita-carite.
Radhe
Jaya Jaya
mādhava-dayite.
Radhe Jaya Jaya mādhava-dayite.
Gokula-taruṇī-maṇḍala-mahite.
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 Radhe
Jaya Jaya Radhe Jaya Jaya Radhe Jaya Jaya Radhe Jaya Jaya
Radhe Jaya Jaya mādhava-dayite. Radhe Jaya Jaya.
Jaya.
So in 2020, because the date always changes, because it goes by the lunar calendar, not the solar calendar, Radharani's birthday in the Americas is Tuesday the 25th of August, and in Australasia it's Wednesday the 26th of August. And the story of Radharani, the goddess of love, she was found floating by Vṛṣabhānū, her father. He went to the Yamuna River to take his midday bath, and he saw this beautiful golden lotus, this effulgent lotus, and he was mesmerized by it. So he approached this lotus, and within the lotus petals he saw the most beautiful golden, radiant, molten gold baby girl. And at that time, Lord Brahma, the creator, visualized to Vṛṣabhānū and said that in your previous life, you and your partner, his wife Kirtida, had performed great austerities, and there were great yogis that had performed these austerities, wishing to have the goddess of love and the goddess of fortune as their daughter. And so they had received this benediction. And so Vṛṣabhānū very gratefully took little baby Radhika back to Kirtida, who was in ecstasy, and they began making arrangements for festivities to welcome their baby daughter. And they invited all the residents of Braj. But as the days rolled on, they noticed that baby Radhika, her eyes were closed and they wouldn't open, and she was non-verbal. She made no sound even. And so they were concerned about that, and great sage Narada Muni visited them and said, "Don't worry, your baby is fine. Continue with your festivities, and don't worry, you have a beautiful baby girl." So they did, they continued, and all the residents of Braj came to celebrate baby Radhika's appearance. And Nanda Maharaj came with Yasoda Mayi and also Rohini, and they brought little baby Balaram and Krishna with them, who were just toddlers at this point. Krishna was just 1 year old, and he was crawling, and he crawled up to the cot where Radhika was sleeping, and he pulled himself up and he gazed upon baby Radhika. And at that moment, she smelt the beautiful fragrance of Sri Krishna, and she opened her eyes. And Krishna's face was the first thing she saw. And then she let out a wild cry. So at that point, she could see, and she could not speak, but she was verbal. She could make sounds, and they all celebrated. And from that moment on is this Leela between Radha and Krishna, and it's said that Sri Radhika's gaze makes the flute just fall from Krishna's lips, and it makes his kind of chadda fall from his shoulders, and basically he becomes a bit of a mess around Radharani, and all he wants to do is please Radha. So let's go over the meaning of this amazing song that was written by a very special person in the Gaudiya Vaishnav lineage called Rupa Goswami. And in fact, he is so important that we are known as Rupanugas, followers of Rupa Goswami. And he was very prolific. He came to Vrindavan with missions to uncover the lost pastime places of Krishna in Vrindavan. And he didn't come alone, but he was a very important figure, and he was very prolific, writing the most beautiful, exquisite songs. And so this song is Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava-dayite. So Radha, when we call out to her, she becomes Radhe.
Radhe.
Radhe. Radhe, Radhe, Radhe. So Jaya Jaya. All glories, all glories, all glories. So it's a celebration of Radhe, Jaya Jaya, Madhava-dayite. She's very dear. She's the beloved of Madhava. Radhe Jaya Jaya, Madhava-dayite, gokula-taruṇī-maṇḍala-mahite. So she is from Gokula, and she is glorified by all the gopis. All the young gopis glorify her. So, O Radha, beloved of Madhava, you who are worshipped by all the young girls of Gokula, all glories to you, all glories to you. dāmodara-rati-vardhana-veśe, hari-niṣkuṭa-vṛndā-vipineśe. You who adorn yourself so as to increase the pleasure of Damodar. This is the name of Krishna. Udara. If you do yoga, the Udara Bandha. So he's tied around the belly by a rope. So he's known as Damodara. And she is Dāmodara-rati. She increases the pleasure of Lord Damodar. Queen of Vrindavan, which is the pleasure grove of Lord Hari. vṛṣabhānūdadhi-nava-śaśi-lekhe, lalitā-sakhi guṇa-ramita-viśākhe. So, O new moon who has arisen from the ocean of King Vṛṣabhānū, O friend of Lalita. This is one of the gopis, and she's a wonderful gopi. She carries, she arranges the meetings between Radha and Krishna. She's really hot-tempered. She really gives Krishna the sauce all the time. O friend of Lalita, O you who makes Viśākha loyal to you due to your qualities of friendliness, kindness, and faithfulness. And Viśākha, she's a very clever gopi, and she's always telling lots of jokes. She's very important. Gopi number 2. Karuṇāḿ kuru mayi, karuṇā-bharite. So karuṇāḿ kuru mayi. You who are the most merciful, karuna, mayi, please, be merciful to me. O you who are filled with compassion, O you whose divine characteristics are described by the great sages Sanaka and Sanatana, O Radha, please be merciful unto me. And so Sanaka and Sanatana, these are great renunciate monks. And so even the most renounced meditate on the goddess of love, because she is love personified. So that is Radhe Jaya Jaya, mādhava-dayite. So now with this, the meaning of the song, let's meditate on the meaning and
celebrate.
Should we sing it again?
Yes, I think we should.
All right. I do want to say we're streaming right now through Global Party People, but I just want to encourage everyone to move over with us to Krishna Kirtan music, both on Facebook and on YouTube and Instagram. So we'll be separating the spirit uplifting house and techno from the acoustic kirtan. To make it easy to know what we're doing. If you want to learn more, please visit patreon.com/Krishna Kirtan Music. Let's celebrate Radharani and her birthday.
Jaya.
Jaya Jaya Madhava-dayite.
Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava-dayite.
Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava-dayite.
Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava-dayite.
Gokula-taruṇī-maṇḍala-mahite.
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 dāmodara-rati-vardhana-veśe, hari-niṣkuṭa-vṛndā-vipineśe.
Dāmodara-rati-vardhana-veśe, hari-niṣkuṭa-vṛndā-vipineśe.
Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava-dayite.
Radhe Jaya Madhava-dayite
gokula-taruṇī-maṇḍala-mahite
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 vṛṣabhānūdadhi-nava-śaśi-lekhe lalitā-sakhi guṇa-ramita-viśākhe
vṛṣabhānūdadhi-nava-śaśi-lekhe lalitā-sakhi guṇa-ramita-viśākhe
Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava-dayite
Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava-dayite
gokula-taruṇī-maṇḍala-mahite
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 karuṇāḿ kuru mayi karuṇā-bharite sanaka-sanātana-varṇita-carite
karuṇāḿ kuru mayi karuṇā-bharite sanaka-sanātana-varṇita-carite
Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava-dayite
Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava-dayite
gokula-taruṇī-maṇḍala-mahite
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 Radhe Jaya Jaya Radhe Jaya Jaya
Radhe Jaya Jaya Radhe
Jaya Jaya Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava-dayite Radharani ki jai
Jai
Maharani ki jai
Jaya
Happy Radharani